Hello and welcome to another update video about Rune. Not many people talk about it despite the rally. That's always a sign that something might be off here and it could just be a corrective rally. So yeah, I haven't seen many other people talk about Rune actually. Not many people seem to have it on the radar, I don't know. And you always see it when also the video views aren't really going up and people aren't really interested, then something could be a bit off, okay? That's coupled with the fact that this is just a three-wave structure. Okay, I'm just saying, be aware this could easily break down again. But that's exactly why we have these support areas on the chart, right? Sometimes you just get an altcoin to rally out of the blue, and that's why these charts are so helpful. They are so self-guided. We've got these support areas on the chart, and sometimes you just need a catalyst, something that generates that sentiment, that short-term bullish sentiment, and price now rallied into our target, the $1.45 level that I've already mentioned a couple of days ago, I think, in this video. So that's important for a couple of reasons. First of all, the 145 level was important because it's so to speak, the minimum expectation for a third wave. So ultimately what we need to understand that a lasting low has been established here on the 15th of June with that swing low. To understand that, we need the 5 waves up, okay? So first of all, we had initially 5 waves up here into the July highs. We said if it can hold here the support area, it can turn around and generate a third wave rally. That's pretty much what happened here. Still, it's pretty much on its own. If we look at the entire altcoin sector, there are not many charts which are doing something like that at the moment. Pretty much the entire altcoin market is pretty sad. A lot of the charts really sad, in a sad state, really boring. So we're pretty much welcoming when a coin starts to rally like that. However, if it's completely rallying on its own, it always sparks the question, okay, is something off here? Because it's not really an altcoin market at the moment. So what I said already in yesterday's video is that we need to see a 145 price, the 145 price reached, to consider that we actually get 5 waves. Now, this so far looks okay. What I don't like about it is the structure. I did highlight that when we get this sort of price action without being able to recognize short-term structure, this increases, in my experience, the probabilities that it will not be able to hold wave 4 support. However, we have now the possibility with the fact, that the target was reached for the third wave minimum. Ideally, it could still go a little higher, and I have no evidence that a top is in place. But if we now get a pullback and it's holding $1.75, we should be able to see a 5th wave. Only if we get these 5 waves, we can get our next reliable trade setup. At the moment, this is the support area between $1.17 and $1.32. The 50% FIB level and the 23.6 FIB level. Ideal target for a 4th wave is always the 38.2 retracement level, in this case at 124. Again, I haven't got very clear visibility of the subwave structure, and experience tells us that these coins, they can easily overshoot the 1.618 extension. So obviously, as you can see here, oops, I need to draw that more accurately now. Roughly 145 was the target. Now, if we look at the Fibonacci extensions that come afterwards, you oftentimes see that these irrational rallies that can take or last longer than many would expect, especially in a third wave or in a C wave even. Yeah? So this could still be, as I said, until we have 5 waves, this could just be an ABC structure. So I would not be surprised, and we've seen that historically on several charts like Phantom, for example, the 2.618 extension would be the next major target here for the third wave. So before that, we've got 156. If it just keeps going, 156 will be the next milestone, and then 176. And then we can readjust when we're there. This wave 4 support will have to be adjusted with price as we go higher. So if price goes any higher, also the wave 4 support will continue to go up. It has to. Okay, so the 50% retracement level is basically a moving target, a moving support level. What else to highlight? Well, yeah, again, it could just keep going. Sometimes they just do that. We're obviously just going nearly parabolic right now, and this could still carry on a bit. I mean, now you're at a point where you can't even add a trend line anymore because it's just going so parabolic. In terms of, as I said, Fibonacci extensions, I said it could even reach here 2.618. These extensions, they do happen in crypto charts, altcoin charts, as you might know. And that's pretty much here. The 2.618 extension is pretty much where we've got the next significant resistance level as well, that B wave high. What we can also do is to add the VRVP to the chart to identify those next volume spikes. And depending on how I adjust that, you see the most relevant one. So there you go. So we've already gone past the point of control, which is quite significant. Here there is another spike that basically goes all the way up to around about 148. So we are now in the area where potentially a setback could happen in a wave 4. But then there isn't really anything, as you can see, all the way up to potentially here $1.60. So looking at the volume, at 160, price should start to slow down again if we manage to get a sustained break above that previous volume spike here, which ends basically around 146. I would say just using at the moment the Fibonacci extensions as a guide, because as long as it's running, it's running. And what I can tell you is that unless we see a healthy wave 4, which we need to see in order to establish we get 5 waves, unless we see a healthy wave 4, this is at severe risk of eventually breaking down again. Yeah, could just easily be here a wave 4 rally, for example. So what could, for example, have happened after this top here? We came down in a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, ABC in wave 4, with one more wave down to come. Absolutely possible, okay? Therefore, I am just very careful to call a lasting low in place, a lasting bear market low in place, until we have those 5 waves. So we just need a bit of patience to see, can it hold a reliable wave 4? And we don't want, like, you know, we want a healthy wave 4. We don't want like this. Yeah, we want something like that, you know, which also works in terms of proportions, 4 and 5. This would be great, and then we can look forward to an ABC pullback and have our next setup like we had one here. So yeah, that's my update about Rune. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.